Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something pretty incredible, the anatomy of a bestseller. We're talking about a new poetry collection that basically came out of nowhere and became this huge literary phenomenon. So we're going to break down exactly how that happened.
So, let's start with a puzzle that started buzzing around the literary world just a couple of days ago. You know, in a field that's usually dominated by these big, established names, how does a poet who is completely new to the scene suddenly find their work right at the top of the charts? And get this, we're not talking about just any charts. How do they go toe-to-toe with a literary titan like Khalil Gibran's The Prophet? I mean, that's a book that's been a global guide for people for over 100 years. It's a classic from 1923 versus a brand new debut from 2025. It's just wild.
And yet, that is exactly what happened. Within a staggering 48 hours of its release, Versology by this author Avalok just shot up to number 4 on the Amazon bestseller list in its category. For a debut poet, that's practically unheard of.
Okay, so you have to be asking the big question, why? What's the secret sauce here? What is inside this book that connected with so many people so incredibly fast? Let's actually look at the writing itself.
The book is just full of verses like this one from the poem Stars and Dust. It's so short, so direct, and it just lands with this real impact. You know? There's no fluff. It's just a stark, memorable thought that kind of sticks in your brain.
And here's another thing the book does so well. The poems use these really simple, relatable metaphors, like a paper boat floating down a river, to talk about these huge ideas about trust and purpose and just letting go. It's really complex stuff, but delivered with this beautiful simplicity.
And this really gets you thinking, right? In our world of endless scrolling and, let's be honest, short attention spans, is this kind of concise, easy-to-get poetry just perfect for today's audience? It really seems like Versology is making a pretty strong case that the answer is a big yes. But hold on, don't think it's all just these short little sound bites. There's real storytelling and depth here too. Actually, our personal favorite from the collection is a poem called The Unfinished Art. And it kicks off with this totally dramatic moment, an artist face-to-face with Yama, who's basically the personification of death.
So the artist doesn't panic. Nope. Instead, they make this simple, powerful argument. My work isn't done. And what's amazing is that in the world of this poem, death, well, he gets it. He just glances at the canvas and grants the artist more time.
And this is the punchline, the part that just gives you goosebumps. Death makes a deal, but the artist knows something fundamental about being a creative person. The whole point is the process, the act of creation itself, and that is never, ever finished. It's just such a powerful statement on passion and purpose. It really resonates.
But as we know, amazing art is, well, it's only part of the puzzle, right? For a debut book to absolutely blow up like this, there had to be a really smart strategy behind it all.
Yeah, this success didn't just happen by chance. There was a formula here, a perfect recipe. You start with that resonant content we were just talking about. Then you add a really strategic price, just 99 rupees, which is a total impulse buy. Throw in an eye-catching cover and make it available on Kindle Unlimited, and you've basically created the perfect storm for discovery.
And this is where things get really fascinating. This is where the art and the strategy plug right into the powerful logic of a huge modern marketplace. So here's how that feedback loop works. Those strong initial sales from the great price and great content sent this massive signal to Amazon's algorithm. The algorithm goes, hey, people like this, and boosts the book's visibility, showing it to more and more people. And that right there creates this powerful, virtuous cycle. Sales drive visibility, and that visibility drives even more sales.
Okay, so when you put all of these pieces together, the art, the price, the packaging, the algorithm, what's the real secret here? What's the big takeaway from the incredible launch of Versology?
It's this. It's the magic combo of genuinely powerful art that really hits you in the feels, paired with a super smart, modern understanding of the digital tools that help it find its audience in this incredibly crowded world.
You know, the overnight success of Versology is more than just one book story. It feels like a potential blueprint, a new roadmap for a whole generation of creators. It just proves that when you mix genuine art with smart data, wow, incredible things can happen. Which leaves us with one big, exciting question. What story are they going to tell next?